Hello there, Seraphim17 once again. This is my Shadow of the Tomb Raider Deadly Obsession video walkthrough. This mission is the Porvenir oilfields and the helicopter boss fight. This is my favourite mission in the game, and the best mission in the game if you ask me. It's also really fun to do on Deadly Obsession because you can cheese it, which I think is great. You don't have to though. I got all the way to the end on my first attempt because this section works really well, and then I died to a cinematic moment against the helicopter where apparently I touched the wrong thing and instantly died. There was a beautiful death plane waiting for me and I had to do it all again, which was frustrating. But at the beginning, do not move forward. Wait, listen to Rourke, then hit the campfire so that if you do fuck this up, you never have to listen to him talk again. If you listen to that while you walk through this mud every time, you're going to drive yourself insane. Unless you do it first time. This next section is really sweet. I've got a super good pattern here, and the only thing you need is the double takedown. As long as you have the double takedown and potentially the stealth takedown, you can clear out this section very quickly. So, at the beginning, this guy's going to get a false positive when it introduces you to the thermal vision, and then those two guys are going to turn around. When they turn around, roll into this, wait for them to start their conversation, and then stab him. They should see him right now because you're out in the open, in the light, and there's one guy practically facing you, but you don't. Then, you want to roll across towards the next pieces of bushes when that guy starts moving. And then when that guy starts moving, a guy with thermals is going to come from the left. I don't have mud on my body. He should be able to see me, but he can't because this game is weird. Then you want to stab him, and then stab his friend on the generator. Now, there's only two enemies left, and they're both lined up to do another double execution from either the left or the right. I choose the right. And then that's the end of this first section. And the reason why this section is actually really fun on Obsession is because if you don't want to do all of these stealth sections in a row, you can go back now and save. And if you save, you'll never have to do the first one again. And you can do it for all of them, except for the last encounter, because the last encounter involves platforming that you can't get back from. But on this sequence, put mud on your body immediately, and then move forward and kill the first guy with the goggles. Once you've killed him, it will trigger everybody to move where they're supposed to move, seemingly. They all kind of move to their own places, and then you can come into this piece of camouflage. This guy's going to move towards you, and his body's going to move, his friend's going to move as well. The moment they both turn around, follow them and kill them both in sequence. This looks like it shouldn't work because there's a guy to your right, two guys to your left, but they don't see you. And then from here, stab him on your right. Once again, it looks like this shouldn't work, but it does. Once you've done that, you want to turn the generator off and climb onto the roof. When you turn the generator off, the guy comes around the corner and then you can jump on him from the roof. One of the parts of this game that makes no sense is that when you run across corrugated roofs, it makes an ocean of sound, but no one hears it. It's almost like nobody can hear it. It's really bizarre. But depending on where the AI is when you turn the generator off will depend on which guy sees it or hears it. Usually you get the other guy, but this time I got him. It doesn't matter, the next section works the same. Go back towards the green laptop where we killed the other guy, pick up one of the bottles, and then throw the bottle in the cover on the left-hand side directly opposite where we're facing here. So if you move around here, go to this left-hand side, and just down in front of us, throw it into that corner. The guy who stood there kind of ambiguously is going to move into that corner, and now you can stab him without anybody seeing it. Once he's moved, execute him, and then the only thing left to do now, guys, is to climb the tin roof in front of you, make a Molotov cocktail, and kill both those elite armoured guys with the Molotov. For some reason, they can't see you when you're on the edge of this roof, so just feel free to toss it just there, and the second stealth section is done. So if you don't want to do this one again, go back and save. You can 100% cheese this section because there's a campfire that you can get back to. There is almost no other part of the game where this works. But you don't need to because this sequence is not too bad once you know the patterns. And I had to do it a lot because I just got robbed. I get so robbed when I play this mode, I don't know what it is. Like, can you imagine getting to the boss fight on your first attempt and dying on a cutscene? A cutscene that you've never died on before and didn't even know you could die at that point? And all it was is because I was tapping A to climb up a surface. When I got to the top of the surface, Lara jumped. And she jumped onto a kill plane. And I got punished for it. And it's my fault, but at the same time, You should never ever have to redo all that gameplay because of a shitty cinematic moment that isn't telegraphed well. Like, once again, guys, I'm going to say as little about this game as I can because I just really, really, really don't like it. But I said I'd make this walkthrough, and I said I'd help people, and that's exactly what I've done. So, this is the moment where you get the fear arrow, and you can move around here killing bugs to get more fear arrow replenishments. The encounter coming up is probably the hardest encounter of this section, because it's a large-scale stealth moment, but there's so many opportunities to win. You shouldn't really have trouble here, and once again, ironically enough, my first attempt I did this next sequence and it was beautiful. But then I died on that fucking cutscene, and I was so tempted to leave in that first attempt and then just edit the cutscene to the one where I was successful. But I felt like if I did that, it wouldn't give you the accurate representation, because things go wrong, guys, all the time. You're not going to do this difficulty super cleanly unless you practice it. And the more time spent playing this game, the more time I spend going insane, and I just don't want to do that. But if you shoot the guy closest to you here, he will kill one of the enemies, and then he'll die, and then the enemy will come to check his body out, and then you can string him up to the tree. If you have the ability to hide the bodies in the tree once you kill them, it will be of advantageous position here, because you can do that to that man, and then you can climb this one in front. From this platform coming up, you want to just use the fear arrows to divide and conquer. If anybody gets close, throw Molotovs at them, or jump out from this platform, from this plateau, to stab them. I'm going to get seen, because for some reason, everything after that first attempt, I managed to get spotted a bunch of times, and this is going to get a little bit hairy. But you're so powerful and so capable, it really doesn't matter. And if you're confident with your ability to be close to the elites, you can do a lot of damage just by being close to them. The only problem with being close is they have shotguns, and shotguns kill you in about 2 to 3 hits if they hit you right. The armor that I'm wearing, if you're curious, is an armor that I purchased from Paititi, and it apparently makes bullets and arrows do less damage. I haven't noticed much of a difference, but I hope it does make a difference. But just hit them with the fear arrows, continue dividing and conquering, and I have some interesting clips from this section where the AI is bullshit. So, I'm up a tree, I shoot somebody with a fear arrow, a guy goes to investigate, goes behind a massive tree trunk, he then turns, you can see his light shining through the tree trunk, he's about 30 meters from me, 0 visibility, because a fucking tree is blocking him, and then he starts shooting directly at me. And he knows exactly where I am, and I don't know why that worked that way. It's a really bizarre moment, like he just knows. And then I had that happen again, but a guy was closer to me, and that time, I guess it made a bit more sense. But there are just moments where the AI knows. I don't know why. And if you alert them, and then you run away and hide, and they're looking for you, especially if it's the last guy, they have a clairvoyant ability to just magically suddenly know where you are. I have footage of a guy who has no idea where I am after I bumped into him, and he's walking around all slowly, and then there's a flip, there's a switch that flips, and he sprints from the other side of the area all the way to my bush, not facing me, and then he turns and starts shooting me in the bush with no idea that that's where I was. Oh, and I'm about to get robbed here as well, because I thought I might be able to execute him as he was climbing, but the game doesn't work that way. So I end up getting put in a real bad situation. I should heal right now, but I'm not going to because I'm stubborn. That is a grenade, so watch out for that. And then... Does he see me there? Yeah, he did. He did see me. But that's just unfortunate. Do not do what I did there, guys. Don't try and hit him with the axes. Pull the shotgun out and shoot him in the mouth. Stick the shotgun in his mouth, wait until the barrel comes out of his anus, and then fire. And you'll be fine. Like, you'll not hit anybody with the pellets, but that guy ain't gonna want to fuck with you. And he shouldn't anyway, because you're the angel of death. But there's one guy left, I think. One armoured guy's left. And because everything's kicked off, he knows where I am. So that's why I'm being a little tentative now. There's tons of bombs everywhere, guys, as well. There's tons of Molotovs. There's tons of all kinds of stuff to pick up. Is there one guy left? Yeah, there he is. There's the last guy. I don't know why I don't just pull my gun out and shoot his ass, but I think it's because I think there's more enemies left. I'm going to jump on him, I am. Yeah. Get knifed. And is it now when the dude sees me? Oh, there he is. He saw me. Guy's a beast. Just pull your shotgun out, Chris. Just shoot him in the mouth. It's interesting because of the permadeath, it makes me play very timidly, when normally I would have just Terminator 2'd him. Straight up. But instead, you know, I get very defensive. I hide in the brush. Put your shotgun on, Chris, please. It's so powerful. Here we go. Look at him. Look at him. He doesn't know where I am, but he knows where I am. Watch this. I think I'm going to execute him, actually. Here I am. Lol. And he's the last one. And now there's going to be some platforming and some cutscenes and things. And then we're going to be taking on the boss. So, the boss is really easy, and I've got a very cheesy strategy, so do not fear, guys. You're going to get through it just fine.
All full up. Can't carry any more. All full up. Can't carry any more. Jonah? Jonah, come in, please!
He's not gonna answer, Lara.
What?
He's dead. Now you can add your friend Jonah to the list of people you've gotten killed.
Fuck you, Rock!
If you want to pick up his body, it's at the refinery.
I'm coming for you.
Cardinal 2, I've got a lock on the target.
So the famous section where Chris died after doing all those other encounters first time and awesomely, in perfect stealth, like a goddamn master of this game, is at the top of this part, I think. So I was tapping A too much when I got to the top of this, and instead of being able to move to the right up the railing, I jumped towards the edge on the left there, and I died. Do not tap A too much, guys. It turns out you can buffer an input and get yourself killed. And if you die, you'll go all the way back to the bonfire. And if you didn't save in between all the encounters, you'll have to do all of them again. But the good news is if you do, it's probably the most fun section in the game for me personally. If more of the game was like this, I'd like the game a lot more. But that's just not the game they were making. They were making this bizarre, we want to be like the old Tomb Raiders, but being nothing like the old Tomb Raider game. Really strange. And then when you climb up here, it's going to trigger the end of the cutscene, it's going to give us a gun, and then we get to shoot our way out. So we're about to get a light machine gun. The light machine gun is very strong, and a lot of the cover here is destructible, so be very careful, because if you're in destructible cover and you're getting tagged, it can lead to some horrible moments. But something to note, guys, whenever the enemies are climbing, if you shoot them, they die instantly. You can do this on a gunfight towards the end of the game, which is an intimidating gunfight, but if done correctly, you can kill every single enemy as they spawn. This section coming up, all you're going to do is move slowly forward, clipping around the edge of cover, and using the fact that they can't shoot you and you can shoot them. The only problem right now is that we have this motherfucker with the perfect throws throwing Molotovs at us, which is preposterous and stupid, but he's going to keep doing it until you kill him. So just move forward, and when he pops up, shoot him as best as you can, because this guy is a genius. This guy should literally work for Team 17, because he has the grenade arm of a worm. That's how douchey he is. But all you do, folks, is tentatively edge forward, shooting everybody before they get a chance to shoot you. And this will work for the entire section. There comes a point where scaffolding blocks your path and surrounds you with fire, but you do not take damage when you hug it, so you can still use this to get to the helicopter. And the helicopter boss fight is shooting 3 explosive barrels to win. I kid you not, you do not have to damage the chopper at all, you just have to get rid of the barrels. And the final barrel, there's a bunch of enemies that spawn with it, because there's enemies spawning throughout the fight. You can either wait and take out all the enemies if you'd prefer, or you can just kind of make a ballsy step and move towards the barrel. And then it'll end the sequence. But you can do it all from the safety of where I'm stood right now, pretty much. So, edge forward here, with your aim over the left shoulder, and then the enemies are going to turn up. You don't have to shoot that if you don't want to. I shoot it just because I'm hoping it triggers the next section. But do you see the staircase that I'm aiming at? Enemies are going to run down that, so you can use it as a baseline to kill a lot of people. That guy drops on the floor. He's the immediate threat because he can move into this position and shoot at us, and we don't have the best cover. So make sure you get rid of these guys first. But as you can see, they take a few hits, they go down very quickly. Lara Croft is the #1 killer in the world, remember that. She is up there with Stalin with her capacity to kill. And then here's the staircase where everybody runs down and you can just shoot them and they die. So just keep farming them on the staircase. He starts shooting back, edge a little bit to the side, pop him in the head, and here comes the helicopter. So the helicopter can hit you, but only if you're out in the open. And because you're going to be using this like bundle of crap in front of us, there's all kinds of metal poles and rocks and trees. He has big issues touching us right now. I'm also going to fashion a grenade. Don't fashion the grenade, guys. It doesn't need to be done. I really didn't realise what the grenades were in this game. I thought they worked like the poison arrows in the last game, so I upgraded them immediately because I wanted to use them. But then it turns out you have to use some of the rarest resources you find simply to make them, and you never need them. So just edge around this tree, keep on edging. Use your aimer to see it go red to see the enemy to kill them. That's the scaffolding coming down and locking you in. This is as far back as you can go now, but no one can hit you here as long as you kill the people in your line of sight. And just incrementally edge around the corner. Shoot the guys, edge around the corner. Take it nice and slow, and you will never have problems with this section. So anybody else, keep on edging, And if you see a red barrel, shoot it because you'll get to the next phase of the fight. There's a guy there, can't see him on the screen, but I see the reticle go red, so we kill him. Still alive. There he goes, get the experience, and now comes the spawn of enemies. So use this as an opportunity to shoot them, or fire a grenade like I did. I don't know how successful that grenade was. I didn't see any experience, so I think it missed everyone. Further proving my point, don't use the grenade on that section, guys, it's not needed. And now you can just keep on eking around, and then seeing it go red and shooting them. If you have HDR and a 4K television and you're playing this on a Best Box 1, you can probably see all the enemies perfectly, but if you're on the N64, you're going to have to squint and wait for the reticle to go red. There's a guy just there, pop him. Keep on eking your way around. A couple more guys spawning, don't get too aggressive just yet, you don't want to die. Just keep peppering them. Don't worry about ammo either. I get my ammo pretty low, but I still have enough time to shoot a barrel because that's all that's left to be done. And you might be able to just go out now, shoot the barrel and end the fight. If you want to be ballsy, do that. I want to be safe. So, there's a guy just there. He's being a little aggressive. This tree's trolling us right now. Got to get past this little douchebag of a tree. There you go, see the guy just there. Clip him a few times. Keep on peeking around. Can we see the barrel yet? Any barrel? Not quite. Edge again. There's a guy. There's two guys. Finish these fellas off. And be careful now because you're moving into the territory where the chopper might be able to tag you. He doesn't do incredible damage though. And there's the barrel. So shoot the barrel and you've won. Boom. And now it'll trigger a cutscene. And that's the end of the fight and the end of the tough part of this mission. And you might be thinking, please give me a campfire, please video game. And luckily, once you get out of the car, if you turn around, just to the side of your vehicle is a pretty well hidden campfire, right? There it is. And then you've got through one of the tougher sections in the game, and it was super easy, right? Thank you for watching, and you take care now.